My guest this morning on KOOL 101.7, Jamie Houk. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've had a little success lately.
Yes, I have.
First of all, let's start from square one. You are an actress.
Yes, I am in the local Twin Ports area here.
And that was the next thing I was going to say. You're in the Twin Ports area. But like I said before, you've had some success going on.
Yes, very much so. I've been very busy I've been acting for probably about 3 years now.
Okay. What, like 3 years professionally or 3 years total? You just said 3 years ago, I'm going to be an actress.
Pretty much.
Really?
Yes.
You didn't like do this as a kid and go, oh my gosh, I'm, like on stage, you got bitten by the bug?
No. Although when I was younger in my senior year in high school, I went to this open casting call and I was chosen to go to this IMTA type award type thing out in California.
Okay.
And I was going to go, but unfortunately, my boyfriend at the time convinced me not to go. So I didn't. Yes. So who knows where I would have been?
One of these for him then,
yes,
right?
I know. But just to give you a little story, because this is such an interesting story.
Okay.
There was this group of guys that came out from LA to film out in Washburn, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And they were looking for some extras, so I got on set there.
Can we say the name of the project?
Oh, yes. It's
Okay.
I Had a Bloody Good Time at House Harker.
Okay.
Yes, and they are currently in the distribution process. I kind of consider them my alma mater, I
Okay.
guess you could say. But I got on set there, and it was just so fun, like just the energy and how they set up, and you get all amped for your scene, and then you get out there and you do your action, and then you sit back down, and you're like, that's it. Wow, that was fun,
It's a lot of hurry up and wait, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, there's a lot of downtime in between different scenes, or if you're not in that scene. But that gave me the opportunity to really start talking and get to know some of the other actors on set there. Particularly, there was this one guy named Arlen Gothab.
Mm-hmm.
He's an older gentleman, and I just told him that story that I told you about being 18 and having to go out to L.A., but I declined it at that time. And he looked at me and he's like, you know what, Jamie? You are never too old to go after something you're passionate about.
True.
And he's like, I didn't start my acting career till I was in my 50s. And I was like, no way, and light bulb moment, So then after that, I looked online for different auditions. I auditioned for this one film through Z-Fest film down in the Twin Cities. And I booked it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I booked it,
So you're your own agent right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep, I am.
So one of the reasons I said off mic is one of the reasons I want you in here is because when I was a kid and I wanted to go into radio and music, I heard kids from Duluth that doesn't happen to. Yeah. It does.
Yeah, no, it does. And I think, I was thinking about this, our interview today, and I was thinking, growing up in Duluth Superior, you think like, oh man, this is such a bum town, nothing's going to accomplish. I need to move away to do anything. And it wasn't until I moved away down to Chicago to get my master's degree that when I came back up here, I really appreciated this area. I mean, it's really beautiful. It has lots of opportunities. If anything, you can still be successful here, still do what you love, or at least it gives you the opportunity to fine-tune those skills to launch off.
And it grounds you.
Yes.
I mean, really, if you think about it, it's working class people. It's, as John Mellencamp would say, it's the people that do the working and the paying.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And it kind of gives you that grounding. So now that you've got bitten by the bug, it's obviously now you've broadened your horizons a little bit and you're thinking about what you want to do next. Are there some roles you want to do, or do you want to move into other things? Are you like everybody else that say, someday I want to direct?
Well, I guess I've always kind of thought it'd be nice to get on TV, like on a TV show. I would really
like a
love
series
that.
or something.
Yeah, like a series or something.
Because you got to say what it is, because to me, it could be on Family Feud. And you'd be on TV.
No, like a TV series,
right. Okay.
I guess I'd be open to anyone, but I really love like the supernatural or, different
I'll watch your show then. I love that stuff. Are you kidding me?
I just think that would be amazing. And so I just kind of set little goals for myself throughout the years. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take on a lot of projects to get an acting reel together. So I did that. And then I accomplished that. I'm like, okay, well, what's next now? And so then I got my acting reel together, and now it's moving on to bigger and better projects. And I just get the chance to be a little bit more choosier in what I take on.
Okay.
It's nice, yeah.
Do you have a family then that you have to work around?
Yes, I do. That's what also kind of makes it very tough is I am a single mom, and I do have 2 beautiful children and a husky. I'd count him too.
Most people do.
Yeah.
And so that presents its own challenges.
Very much so. I've been very fortunate that my family has been very supportive in helping me out, as well as people that I've come across down in the Twin Cities. They're very flexible in working with my schedule, or I've also needed sometimes a place to crash at, because we end up getting filming done like super late at night, and it's too far of a drive to do at midnight, So I've been really thankful for my support network.
I asked this question of another actress from the area. Now that you have a family, does that help you in what you choose, or are you still in that point of your career where it's like, maybe I got to take something that I necessarily wouldn't want them to watch?
I guess I've never really thought about that. There's definitely certain things that, I guess, like for like nudity scenes and that, I'm not gonna do that.
But I'm including nudity in that, but also like if your character is someone that is foul mouthed or
I've already done that. So.
Okay, all right, well, there you go. All right, so no nudity, but plenty of foul mouth.
Foul mouth, smoking, whatever.
Okay.
Like angry.
Now, do you allow them? Would you allow them to watch that role, or would you say, okay, everything mommy says is bad?
I think again, it's just discretionary. Like my daughter's older, so she could probably watch it and be okay. Whereas my son, he's younger, and I wouldn't normally let him watch those movies with that type of swearing in there or different topics, and so I wouldn't let him watch that. So it's just discretionary.
Okay. Are you being offered things that you like wouldn't sit next to people to watch?
Definitely when those like probably like romantic type scenes come up, and like if my coworkers are there in the audience, I'd be like kind of slinking down in my chair, like, oh, this is kind of awkward.
Go get popcorn at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, okay, this is awkward, but isn't that awesome? It's
just because to me, I saw an interview one time, and there was this actress that said there was this huge love scene with the guy, and they had become friends, and so it wasn't really awkward, but she totally forgot it was in because she was so comfortable with it. Yes. And she was sitting at the movie with her dad.
Oh, no.
And it came up, and she went, oh, no.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I guess as an actor and actress, you take on those roles and you're excited about it, because that's part of the character in that, but then you don't think long term like, oh, this is going to be out there and people that like your family, like my
this
brother
isn't me
or my
and
mom.
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, they're seeing that, like there's that kind of boundary type thing. But I guess that's part of just being in the
you did
industry.
it and you have to live with it kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. So now where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you want to I asked you before whether you wanted to branch out. Do you have ideas for films? Are you writing and you want to eventually get to that point, or do you just want to become a better actress and then maybe do some more things involving that, or maybe help talent from the area?
Probably all of the above. I guess for the next 5 to 10 years, I am just open to what's coming up. That's what I've been throughout this whole process, is just kind of going with the flow. And it's been crazy just seeing how one thing leads to another, or when there's like kind of a lull, I'm like, oh gosh, okay, well that's it, or what is next? And then I end up booking something else. So it's just continuing to go. I don't know where this might lead, but I'm definitely enjoying the ride. I do have a little script that I had written that I think would be interesting to kind of expand on. Is probably considered a short film right now. I would love to be able to mentor people that want to pursue this type of thing, because getting in there, it was very difficult trying to figure it out for myself and navigating those, being a trailblazer, I guess, so to speak. But I guess that's always been my type of person.
Okay.
So I've always been that way. Just kind of dive in and figure it out. But then that way they don't make the same mistakes that I do. Like I went to an audition the other day and this girl came in and she was like dressed to the nines for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, honey, you should not be dressing like that. That is not that's not how that character would dress, So I mean, unless she has amazing skills in that, that just dressing the part really helps too. So just like those little
character.
Know the character, those nuances that once you get into the industry and talking with people and on sets and that, you get to know these kind of like the unwritten rules or things that will kind of help you get ahead.
So maybe someday after you're done acting or you're not offered any more roles, maybe we might see the Jamie Houk acting school.
Perhaps. I don't know.
All right.
Or an acting coach or something.
And production company.
Yes. Yeah. I know I just got offered a role on this movie called Chase. And the director, Cole Meyer, he also wrote it. He's the one who actually got me on my first gig down in the Twin Cities too.
Wow.
So we were having this conversation and we're like, wow, who would have thought like 2.5 years later that this is where we would be working on this feature film? And
that kind of goes back to what you were saying before, though. You kind of have to be open for everything.
Exactly. And it's just amazing. Oh, okay. That's where I was going with this.
Okay.
Is that he said, yeah, I was talking to you about the other guys on the team and about how hungry you are and you're supportive to a fault. And, and me and him were talking last night and he's like, oh yeah, we're looking for this type of person. I'm like, oh, how about this? How about this? Like, I just jump right in and I'll help where I can because whatever project I'm on, I want it to be successful, and I'm not afraid to help out where I'm needed.
Okay.
Beyond my acting role.
How good are you at miking and gaffing?
Probably not very good.
Not that, okay.
No.
All right. So
well,
more of the creative side.
More of the creative side, finding people, location scouting,
okay.
Type of thing. As far as for that, I'm sure I could move things around.
Right. Because I creeped your Facebook page and I saw you were holding a mic in one of the pictures.
Okay.
And so I thought, oh, okay, she's on all sides of the spectrum. That I'll act in the scene, and then when I'm not in it, I'll hold the mic.
Yeah.
We have Jamie Houk in with us, and a local actress, now not very local from some of the roles that you've been taking.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Well, I go down to the Twin Cities a lot, and then last summer I went out to New Jersey as well.
New Jersey.
That's
where my family's from.
Oh, really?
Half of them, anyway. Well, thank you so much for coming in and continued success. And keep in touch with us so that we can let people know what you're working on.
For sure.